Beneath the blazing Cretan sun, the labyrinth sprawled like a living nightmare, a place of endless passages and looming shadows. Its silence was broken only by the faint whispers of the wind and the distant growl of the beast that dwelled within. At its heart lay the Minotaur, a creature born of a curse, waiting for the next souls to stumble into its domain. Theseus stood at the entrance, the ball of thread clutched tightly in his hand. His jaw was set, his heart steady. The hero of Athens had come to end the terror that had plagued his city for decades, and he would not falter. Long before Theseus' fateful journey, the tale of the Minotaur began with King Minos of Crete. When the king sought a sign of favor from the god Poseidon, a magnificent white bull rose from the sea. Its beauty was so divine that Minos could not bring himself to sacrifice it as the god had commanded. Instead, he offered a lesser bull, believing he could deceive a deity. Poseidon's wrath was swift and cruel. He cursed Minos' wife, Queen Pasiphae, with a maddening love for the white bull. From their unnatural union, her monstrous child was born a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull. Horrified and shamed, Minos ordered the brilliant inventor Daedalus to construct a prison for the beast. Thus the labyrinth was born, a maze so cunningly designed that none who entered could ever escape. After a bitter war, Athens fell to Crete, and King Minos demanded a grim payment. Every 9 years, 7 young men and 7 young women from Athens were to be sent into the labyrinth as sacrifices to the Minotaur. For years the Athenians lived in fear, powerless to defy the mighty Cretan king. When the time for the 3rd tribute arrived, Theseus, the prince of Athens, stepped forward. He would not let his people suffer any longer. "I will slay the Minotaur," he declared, his voice firm with resolve. His father, King Aegeus, hesitated but relented, giving Theseus his blessing and 2 sets of sails for his ship, white to signal victory and black to mourn defeat. In Crete, Theseus met Ariadne, the daughter of King Minos. Her beauty was matched only by her cleverness, and her heart was swayed by the brave prince. Risking her father's wrath, she offered Theseus the means to navigate the deadly labyrinth. "This ball of thread will guide you back," she explained, pressing it into his hands. "And take the sword. It may not be mighty, but it is sharp enough to pierce even the Minotaur's hide." "Thank you, Ariadne," Theseus said, his gaze steady. "I will not forget your kindness." The entrance yawned before him, dark and foreboding. Tying one end of the thread to a stone, Theseus ventured into the maze. The air was heavy, the walls slick with damp. Every turn seemed to lead to another dead end, yet he pressed on, unspooling the thread as he went. At last, deep within the twisting passages, he heard the sound of heavy breathing. The Minotaur emerged from the shadows, a towering beast with horns sharp as spears and eyes that glowed with primal fury. Theseus waited, his muscles coiled like a spring. The Minotaur charged, its bellow echoing through the maze. At the last moment, Theseus dodged, his sword slashing across the creature's flank. The battle was fierce and brutal. Theseus used his agility to stay one step ahead, striking whenever the beast left an opening. At last he drove his blade deep into the Minotaur's chest. The creature roared in agony, then collapsed, its lifeless body sprawling across the stone floor. Following the thread, Theseus retraced his steps, leading the Athenian youths to freedom. Ariadne waited at the entrance, her face alight with hope. Together they fled Crete, setting sail for Athens. But fate took a cruel turn on the island of Naxos. While Ariadne slept, Theseus abandoned her. Some say he grew weary of her, while others claim the god Dionysus appeared in a dream, commanding Theseus to leave her behind. Whatever the reason, Ariadne awoke to find herself alone. Dionysus soon arrived, taking her as his immortal bride, but her heart bore the scars of betrayal. As Theseus' ship neared Athens, he realized his grave mistake. He had forgotten to replace the black sails with the white ones. From his watchtower, King Aegeus saw the dark sails and assumed the worst. Overcome with grief, he flung himself into the sea, which would forever bear his name. When Theseus reached the shore and learned of his father's death, guilt consumed him. Though hailed as a hero, the price of his triumph weighed heavily on his soul. Theseus became king, uniting Athens and guiding it to greatness. Yet the story of the Minotaur remained a testament to the complexities of heroism, the triumphs, the sacrifices, and the enduring consequences of human frailty. The labyrinth was destroyed, and the monster was no more, but the echoes of its tale lived on, a reminder of the thin line between courage and tragedy.